Well, now I am going to discuss about the display property. Well, display is an important thing. To show the properties of display, first of all, I will create some of the list. As you can have a look at in your screen, I have created some of the list, and there are almost 8 lists. And for those all 8 lists, I am going to give some of the styling and the display. Well, as you can have a look at in your screen, for the div or the parent tag of this list, I have given some of the border of 1 pixel and solid black, and I will give width of around 20%, or width of around 10%. I have given the 10% of the width, and I will not mention any of the display here. And as you can have a look at in your browser, when I use like this, the list has also 1 pixel of a border, and that div has also 1 pixel of border. Therefore it is showing the thin borders around them, and we have created some of the list, as you can have or look at in your screen. And if I use display equal to none, the first property, display equal to none, it will not show any of the list. As you can have a look at in your browser, when I use display equal to none, it will not show anything. And if I use instead of the display none, if I use display equal to block, it will show everything in the block manner. As you can have a look at in your browser, when I reload the whole thing, it will display everything in the block manner. And we have also one property, we have the inline property. We have the inline property. As you can have a look at here, we have the inline property. When I use the inline property, everything which is present in the box is displayed in the format of inline. As you can have a look at in your screen, the everything, the list which is displayed in the div is displayed in the inline manner. Hello is displayed inline, world, are you okay, well, I think, everything is displayed inline. And when I use inline flex, to use inline flex, I have to have some of the 10% of the thing, and in the inline I use flex. Whenever I use flex, if that list or the something block which we created inside a parent node, if the parent node is very small in size, that list or something which is the child node take a line break. If you don't understand it, just look at it here. As you can have a look at here, for the div I only use 10% of the width, and this is the 10% of the width. And we have hello world, are you okay, well, I think, these are the list which are present in the div. And because I use inline flex, that okay, well, I think took a line break and created themselves beneath that hello are you, hello world are you. Well, this is how we use inline flex, and this is all about display property. Well, now I am going to discuss about the visibility. Well, what is the difference between visibility and display? Whenever we use display equal to none, it will not allow any space. It will just make it invisible without allotting any space. Whereas when we use visibility, it will allot the place, but it will not show anything. Just look at it here, visibility. Here I am using the visibility, and visibility equal to if I use hidden, the list whichever we have created here will not be displayed, but it allows some space to them. And this is how we use visibility equal to none and visibility equal to show visibility equal to none. When I use visibility equal to none, it will just show all of them. And this is how we use visibility. I will show you how it is allotting the place. After the div, I am writing some hello world, and as you can have a look at here, hello world is displayed. And in the visibility I am using the none. As you can have a look at here, As I explained, when I use visibility equal to hidden, it will not show anything, but it will allow some of the spaces. As you can have a look at here, I use visibility equal to hidden. It is not showing anything, but it is allotting some place. Therefore, hello world is displayed here. In fact, if I use display hidden instead of the display hidden, if I use instead of the visibility, if I use display and hidden, display none, when I use display equal to none, it will not show anything and it will not allot any space. As you can have a look at here, because it is not allotted any space, here hello world is displayed on the top of the web browser. This is how we use display and visibility. Now we will go with the positioning the element. Well, positioning element include absolute, relative and static and many more. This property is used to make an element fixed or to make an element which is not disturbing any of the element of HTML and many more. And this positioning includes static positioning. When I am using static positioning, it will just make a element which is static and which will move until the web browser will show it. When web browser will not start showing, it will just attach to anything. It is just like a header which are used in many of the website. We will discuss about it. When we are using the position equal to fixed, it will not be disturbed on scrolling. Means it is always fixed. Whether you scroll it or do anything, it will not be disturbed. Means we can use this property using position equal to fixed. Now we will discuss about absolute. When I am using position equal to absolute, it will not disturbing anything on the website. It is a different one, and if we use absolute, we can use many of the properties on it. When I am using relative, you can use that absolute in this relative. Means we have creating a ordered list. I will make a position equal to relative and I use the position equal to absolute for the list. Means I can give any color, any width, any height to that absolutely positioned element which are displayed only in relative. We will discuss in a clarity in VS Code. Now we will go with the floating. Floating allows us to make the elements align to either left, right or center. And next we are going with the overflow property. When we are using the overflow property, if you have created anything and you have to show that it in a format of scrolling or either in x-axis or in y-axis, you must show it in format of scrolling. You have to use the overflow property. Well, this overflow property are of two types: overflow x, overflow y, and you use scroll and we use non-scroll. Means one we use scroll or another we hidden. If we are creating an element ordered list and we have a list as a child node, and the ordered list has a width of 100 and height of 200, and list have each have a height and a width of 60, and it is quite bigger. Therefore we can't add many of the list in that box or in that order list. Therefore they are started displaying outside. If we use absolute positioning for those lists and we use relative positioning for the ordered list and we use overflow x equal to scroll, we can use this. Now I am going to discuss about the overflow property. To create any overflow property, we must have some of the list which are excluding the parent tag. Well, we have created some of the list. Here, as you can have a look at here, we have almost 8 lists under the div body. And for the div, I am going to give some of the width. Well, width includes around 90 pixel. I give the width, and height around 100 pixel. And I mentioned some of the border. Border must be around 1 pixel and solid black. And here I have created the div. When I just reload the page, as you can have a look at here, the div has a width of 90 pixel and height of around 100 pixel, but the list are excluding that whole width and height. but I don't need that. For that I use overflow property. When I use overflow property, as you can have a look at here, when I use overflow property, and I just hide them using the hidden overflow hidden, and I just reload the page. As you can have a look at here, those are not getting shown. This is how we use overflow property. If I use overflow property, the list or anything which is excluding the parent tag will not be displayed. This is how we use the overflow property. Here, if I use overflow x equal to hidden, the x-axis will be hidden. Well, the x-axis will be hidden. As you can have a look at here, when I use the overflow x equal to hidden, x-axis will be hidden but y will be scrolled. As you can have a look at here, this vertical section or the y-axis is getting scrolled because we have used the overflow x equal to hidden. Also, we can use overflow y equal to scroll for the same effect. Overflow y equal to scroll. When I use overflow y equal to scroll and I just reload the page, we can scroll the y-axis because we have mentioned overflow y equal to scroll. This is how we use overflow x hidden, overflow y hidden, y scroll for the vertical scrolling. If you want to use the same thing for the purpose to scroll around the x-axis, I will show you how it works. I have to mention div list equal to 100 pixels, so that is, it has to exclude that thing. And here I have mentioned overflow y equal to scroll. I haven't mentioned overflow x equal to hidden. Therefore, it is showing both the scrolls. Here it is, as you can have a look at here, this is the y-axis scroll, and this is x-axis scroll. This is x-axis scroll. This is x-axis scroll. As you can have a look at here, this is x-axis scroll and this is y-axis scroll. And here I don't need any y-axis scroll. Therefore, instead overflow y scroll, I use overflow y equal to hidden. If I use overflow y equal to hidden, it starts scrolling the x-axis because y is hidden. As you can have a look at here, if I use overflow y equal to hidden, it starts showing me x-axis in a scroll manner. As you can have a look at here, it is getting scrolled. This is how we use overflow y equal to hidden. And if I use overflow x equal to scroll, and the same effects can be seen, but overflow y is also shown. As you can have a look at here, if I use overflow x equal to scroll, well, x is also scrolled but y is not hidden. This is how we use overflow property. This is all about the overflow property. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.